The story opens in the peaceful Kalari system, where the gentle Vex species has built their civilization on floating crystal cities above gas giant moons. The Vex are tall, graceful beings with translucent skin and 4 delicate arms. They have lived for thousands of years without conflict. Their technology focused on harmony and growth rather than war. Captain Nala, a senior Vex commander, receives urgent reports from the Outer Rim. The brutal Horde is approaching a savage race of insectoid warriors who consume entire worlds. The Horde has already destroyed 12 peaceful civilizations in their path toward the Kalari system. The Vex military consists mainly of defensive shields and escape pods. Their weapons are designed to stun, not kill. As Nala watches the scanner displays, she realizes with growing horror that 300 Horde battleships are only days away. The Vex have perhaps 50 defensive platforms, built for mining asteroids, not warfare. Elder Kron, the oldest and wisest of the Vex, makes a desperate decision. Deep in their archives, they have intercepted strange radio signals from a distant system called Sol 3, or Earth, as its inhabitants call it. The signals show a species called humans who seem to engage in constant warfare with each other, using terrible weapons and showing incredible endurance. These humans fight battles that would kill any civilized being, Kron tells the Emergency Council. They survive in environments that would destroy our finest soldiers in minutes. Perhaps only monsters can defeat monsters. Against the protests of many Vex leaders who find the idea of asking barbarians for help distasteful, Kron authorizes sending a quantum burst distress signal toward Earth. The message is simple: peaceful civilization under attack by aggressive species. Request immediate military assistance. Will provide star charts and technology exchange. Meanwhile, the Horde fleet advances. Their massive bioships pulse with organic weapons that can crack planets. General Vec, the Horde commander, laughs as his scouts report the Vex defensive positions. Another soft species to devour, he growls to his subordinates. Ready the harvesting pods. We feast in 3 days. The Vex begin evacuating their civilians to underground shelters, knowing it may only delay their extinction by hours. Captain Nala stares at the communication array, wondering if the desperate message sent to Earth will reach anyone capable of helping, or if they have simply announced their location to yet another predator species. As the first part ends, both the Vex and the Horde are unaware that Earth's deep space monitoring stations have received the signal. In a classified facility beneath NORAD, human military leaders are analyzing the message and preparing humanity's response to its first interstellar distress call. Asterisk. General Mike Davis stares at the translated alien message on his screen at Earth. Defense Command. Around the massive underground facility, dozens of officers from every human military branch work frantically to understand the situation. The message has been confirmed as genuine by 3 different analysis teams. Sir, we've located the source system, reports Lieutenant Anna Bell, pointing to a holographic star map. Kalari system, approximately 47 light-years from Earth. The signal shows they're under attack by something called the Horde. President Carter joins the emergency session via secure video link. General Davis, what are we looking at? In terms of response capability? Davis pulls up tactical displays. Mr. President, our deep space fleet has been ready for this moment since the Mars colonies were established. We have the UES Defiance and 12 other battleships equipped with quantum drives. They can reach the Kalari system in 18 hours. The room buzzes with activity as the scale of the situation becomes clear. This isn't just Earth's first contact with alien life. It's humanity's debut on the galactic stage. As a military force, Admiral Lisa Stone, commander of the Deep Space Fleet, reviews the alien data about the Horde. These bug-like creatures rely on overwhelming numbers and biological weapons. Their ships are living creatures, essentially. They've never encountered kinetic weapons, nuclear warheads, or coordinated military tactics. Colonel Jim Hayes, head of the Marine Space Division, grins as he studies Horde battle footage transmitted by the Vex. "Sir, these aliens fight like wild animals. No formation discipline, no strategic planning. They just swarm forward and try to overwhelm through sheer numbers. The President makes the decision that will change humanity's place in the universe. Operation Galactic Shield is approved. Deploy the fleet immediately." Within hours, human battle groups are launching from Luna Base and Mars Station. The U's Defiance leads a formation of warships designed for the brutal realities of human warfare. Each ship carries enough firepower to level continents and marines trained for combat in any environment. Captain Tom Miller, commanding the Defiance, addresses his crew over the ship's communication system. "People, we're about to show the galaxy what happens when someone threatens innocent civilians while humans are watching. These Vex asked for help, and Earth answers." As the human fleet enters quantum drive, racing toward their first interstellar battle, the Vex in the Kalari system continue their desperate preparations. Captain Nala receives reports that the Horde will arrive in less than 36 hours, while any response from Earth, if it comes at all, remains uncertain. The Horde fleet, meanwhile, has detected unusual quantum signatures approaching the system. General Vec dismisses these readings as sensor malfunctions. "No species has ever challenged the Horde successfully," he tells his commanders. "Ready the attack formations. Tomorrow we feast." Asterisk, the human fleet drops out of quantum drive at the edge of the Kalari system, and what they see through their sensors makes even veteran soldiers pause in shock. The Horde fleet is massive hundreds of living ships that pulse and writhe like giant insects, each one the size of a city. Captain Miller opens communications with the Vex. The first direct conversation between humans and aliens is brief and desperate. "Vex vessel, this is Captain Miller of the Earth Defense Force. We received your distress call. What's your tactical situation?" Captain Nala's voice comes through the translator, filled with both hope and disbelief. "Human vessels, the Horde, will attack in 6 hours. We have no effective weapons against them. Our entire defense consists of energy shields that will fail quickly under sustained assault." Admiral Stone, commanding the battle group from her flagship, studies the enemy formations. "Captain Nala, pull your ships back to minimum safe distance. Humans prefer to fight without friendly forces in the line of fire." The Vex comply, retreating. Their delicate crystal ships. As they withdraw, they watch in amazement as the human vessels move into attack formation with precision that speaks of centuries of warfare experience. General Vec, aboard the Horde flagship, notices the new arrivals. On his biosensors, "What are these small metal vessels? Another prey species come to die with the Vex?" His intelligence officer, a creature called Drac, analyzes the human ships. "Unknown technology, General. Dense metal construction. No life signs. Perhaps robotic defenders." "Excellent," Vec growls. "Machines break easier than living beings. Order the advance attack swarm to destroy them quickly." What happens next becomes legendary across the galaxy. The Horde sends forward 50 of their smaller bioships, each one a living creature bred for combat. They expect to easily overwhelm the 13 human vessels. Instead, they encounter something no species in the galaxy has ever seen: coordinated military tactics, backed by weapons designed to kill efficiently. The human ships don't retreat or scatter. Instead, they form a battle line and open fire simultaneously. Tungsten railgun rounds moving at significant fractions of light speed punch through bioship hulls like paper. Nuclear-tipped missiles detonate in controlled bursts that cripple multiple enemies at once. Impossible Vec roars as his advance force is destroyed in less than 5 minutes. How do such small vessels carry such destructive power? Captain Miller's voice cuts across all communication frequencies, cold and professional. Horde Fleet. This is the Earth Defense Force. You are ordered to withdraw from this system immediately. Any hostile action against the Vex will be met with lethal force. The response is a wave of bioships 3 times larger than the first attack. The Horde has never retreated from battle and won't start now. The second engagement lasts 8 minutes. When it's over, 150 Horde vessels are either destroyed or drifting powerless through space. The human fleet has suffered minor damage to 2 ships. Aboard the Vex command vessel, Captain Nala stares at her sensors in shock. These humans, they fight like the ancient war legends of our people. But those were myths. Elder Kron, watching. The tactical display speaks quietly. Perhaps we have not contacted barbarians after all. Perhaps we have contacted something far more dangerous: professional soldiers. The main Horde fleet, seeing their forward elements destroyed, begins to advance in full force. Over 200 bioships move toward the human battle line, ready to overwhelm these strange metal vessels through sheer numbers. They have no idea. They're about to face the full might of a species that has spent its entire evolutionary history perfecting the art of warfare. The space between the human fleet and the massive Horde armada fills with the deadly dance of interstellar warfare. Admiral Stone coordinates the battle from her command ship, while Captain Miller leads the front-line assault. All ships execute. Formation Delta 7, Stone commands. Show them how Earth fights. The human vessels move with mechanical precision, each ship taking position to maximize their combined firepower while minimizing exposure to enemy weapons. The Vex, watching from their safe distance, have never seen such coordinated military action. General Vec, commanding the Horde fleet, orders a full frontal assault. All ships attack. Overwhelm them with numbers. They cannot destroy us all. What Vec doesn't understand is that humans have been fighting overwhelming odds for thousands of years. The bioships charge forward in a massive swarm, but the human fleet responds with tactics developed through countless wars. The battle becomes a demonstration of why Earth is considered a death world by galactic standards. Human weapon systems, designed for maximum lethality, tear through Horde bioships with devastating efficiency. Railguns fire continuously, their tungsten rounds punching through multiple targets. Missile systems launch waves of nuclear warheads that detonate in carefully calculated patterns. Colonel Hayes leads the first boarding action when human Marines assault a damaged Horde bioship. The Horde warriors inside discover that humans are far more dangerous in close combat than their relatively small size suggests. These creatures fight without fear, reports a surviving Horde warrior. They use coordinated tactics and weapons that kill instantly. They are like demons in metal skin. The tide of battle turns completely when Admiral Stone orders the deployment of humanity's most devastating weapon, the kinetic bombardment system. Massive tungsten rods accelerated to near-light speed strike the largest Horde bioships, destroying them in single hits. Captain Nala contacts the human fleet. Human vessels, your weapons are beyond our understanding. How does such a small force carry such destructive capability? Captain Miller's response is simple. Captain Nala, we come from a world where everything tries to kill us. We've learned to be very good at fighting back. As the battle continues, the Horde fleet begins to break apart. Their bioships, evolved for overwhelming weaker species, cannot withstand the systematic destruction delivered by human military tactics. General Vec watches his forces being methodically eliminated and makes a desperate decision. All ships ram the enemy vessels. If we cannot defeat them with weapons, we will destroy them with our bodies. The final phase of the battle sees massive bioships attempting suicide runs against the human fleet. But even this desperate tactic fails against human preparedness. Point defense systems destroy incoming kamikaze ships, while the main fleet continues its devastating bombardment. When the shooting stops, the space around Kalari is filled with the debris of the once mighty Horde fleet. Of the original 300 bioships, less than 30 survive to retreat into quantum jump. The human fleet has suffered only moderate damage to 3 vessels and no casualties. General Vec, aboard one of the few surviving ships, sends a message across all Horde communication networks. Avoid the Sol system at all costs. The humans are not prey. They are apex predators. The Vec's fleet approaches cautiously as the human ships power down their weapon systems. Captain Nala, still in shock at what she has witnessed, opens communications. Human vessels, the Kalari. System owes you a debt beyond measure. How can we repay such courage and skill? Admiral Stone's response begins a new chapter in galactic history. Captain Nala, Earth doesn't require payment for helping those who cannot defend themselves. But we would like to establish diplomatic relations and learn more about the galaxy. We've just entered. 3 months after the Battle of Kalari, the galaxy has been transformed. News of Earth's military intervention spreads through every civilized system, carried by traders, diplomats, and refugees from Horde attacks in the Yase. Crystal spires of the Vex capital world, a permanent embassy has been established for the Human Federation. Ambassador Kate Johnson works with Elder Kron to formalize the first interstellar alliance in human history. Your people have changed everything, Kron explains as they review trade agreements. For centuries, peaceful species have lived in fear of aggressive races like the Horde. Now, for the first time, we have protectors who are more dangerous than the predators. The Horde, meanwhile, has withdrawn to their home territories. General Vec, stripped of command after his defeat, warns his replacements about the new threat. The humans are unlike anything we have encountered. They do not fight for conquest or resources. They fight to protect others, which makes them infinitely more dangerous. Other aggressive species across the galaxy receive similar warnings. The raider clans, who have terrorized shipping lanes for generations, now avoid any system. Under human protection, the slaver empire, which has captured entire populations for forced labor, finds their ships hunted by human patrol vessels. Captain Miller, now promoted to admiral, commands a growing fleet of human ships spreading across the local galactic arm. His mission has evolved from rescue to peacekeeping as more species request Earth's protection. Admiral, reports his communications officer during a routine patrol, we're receiving distress calls from 6 different systems. Pirates in the Altair sector, slavers near Centauri, and something called the World Eaters attacking the Harmony Coalition. Miller studies the tactical display showing human fleet positions across 100 light-years of space. Send the Defiance Battle Group to Altair, the Victory Task Force to Centauri, and signal Earth Command that we need reinforcements for the World Eater situation. The irony is not lost on human commanders that Earth, which has spent most of its history at war with itself, has become the galaxy's peacekeeping force. Human soldiers who once fought each other now stand united against external threats. On Earth, President Carter addresses the United Nations about humanity's new role. We have learned that our world, which we call home, is considered a death world by galactic standards. Our gravity, our atmosphere, our weather, even our biology makes us naturally stronger and more resilient than most alien species. But what truly makes us dangerous is not our physical advantages. It's our willingness to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. The Vex Captain Nala, now serving as a liaison officer aboard the human flagship, has become an expert on human military psychology. In her reports to the Galactic Council, she writes, The humans possess a concept they call honor. It compels them to protect the innocent even at great risk to themselves. They have a saying, "The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good beings to do nothing." This philosophy makes them perhaps the most dangerous force in the galaxy, not because they seek conflict, but because they refuse to allow others to suffer when they have the power to intervene. As the story concludes, a new message reaches Earth from the far rim of the galaxy. An entire sector of peaceful civilizations is under attack by something called the Dark Swarm, a hive mind, species that consumes entire worlds. Admiral Stone, now commanding the Galactic Protection Fleet, reviews the intelligence data with her staff. Preliminary reports suggest the Dark Swarm has already destroyed 47 civilizations. They're requesting immediate military assistance. General Davis, now Earth's Secretary of Galactic Defense, gives the order that has become routine. Deploy all available battle groups. Earth answers. The story ends with human fleets jumping to quantum drive across the galaxy, racing toward another impossible battle against overwhelming odds. But now the galaxy knows the truth. When peaceful beings call for help, the Deathworlders answer. And somewhere in the darkness between stars, predator species that once terrorized the galaxy now watch for the distinctive quantum signatures of human warships, knowing that where those ships appear, the reign of terror ends. The age of galactic bullies is over. The age of human protection has begun.